Greetings, my name is Draco V and welcome back. Bit more of a serious, not really, uh, I don't even know what to call this. This is a warning video, I guess you could say, because last night I just had some pretty unfortunate crap happen to me and my Microsoft account. I wasn't banned or anything. I'm in great standing with them, but this might change that. I don't know. That's partly why I'm making this video. Anyway, my account was stolen, and I cannot get it back. And I am hoping that this video, whoever it may or may not reach, can prevent this from happening to any other people, especially people that have put money into their account like I have. I've put money into multiple accounts. Yeah, let's just hop right in. Yeah, I was doing a live stream where I was doing PvP practice on Hypixel, and it was going well. You know, it was going relatively just perfectly fine. Just a normal live stream, but then I come across this player, and I preface the rest of the story by saying hindsight's 2020. I come across this player, they invite me to join them on a tournament, and they add me on Discord. They send me a link to this server that I am assuming is Hypixel, but what I didn't know is that Hypixel's official server has a green check mark. There's actually a green verification checkmark for big servers like that. But this Hypixel server has the community tag, which obviously you need to meet a user requirement in order to use those. Because they had this, my naive at the time self was thinking that it was legit. I go on, and Hypixel has a verification system that links your Minecraft account to their system, basically allowing you to be who you say you are in the game as well as on the server. The issue with this is that the bot that I did my verification with, although it did the exact same steps for the most part, it signed me out of all of my Microsoft properties. My Minecraft, my Xbox, and even my computer. It was bad. It was bad. Initially, what happened was all of my websites were logged out of, and I couldn't log back into my websites. When I first initially did it, and I noticed that I wasn't given any roles, and I got no access to any actual server of the server. Like, I'll show it here. There's only voice channels, and I realized it was weird when like the verification never actually updated. So I kind of put two and two together at that point, because it's not like I'm a complete fool, but I was in this case fooled. They got me, and they got my account as a result of it. My password was changed. I like, it was one of those cases where you go to fill in your password and you know for a fact what the password is, but they're telling you it's wrong. And then you kind of get that feeling like when you tap your pocket and your phone's not actually in it, and you know damn well you just had your phone. That was the kind of feeling that was coming over me. And, you know, just like with the phone thing, I started kind of freaking out, looking around, and I realized, oh, I just got. I probably just lost my account, and as you could probably assume, that's exactly what happened. So, you know, I tried to go through forgot password. I tried to go through my recovery thing. None of it was working, because the other thing that this system did was put an automatic email. It was one of those autosecure.cc emails that was made based on my Minecraft username, which tells me that this was a carefully laid out system to get multiple people. But it did that for the backup, and then it also created its own two-step verification for an app I don't have. I have my own two-step for all of my accounts, and it completely removed and replaced it. I can't help but feel a little bit of frustration, because it's like, you go through all this effort to secure your accounts, but that stupid ass one-time sign-in code crap, I get it, it's convenient, but that one-time sign-in code is exactly what made me lose all of my means of securing my account, just because I thought it was legit. You know, it's so easy to game the system now, and it's so crucial that we have people know about this, because even as someone that does typically catch this kind of stuff, it was still able to get me. And I could sit here and be embarrassed about it, or I can at least try and hope that this video reaches some people to protect you guys from having this happen to you. I've already reported the bot, which I will show you here. It is very cleverly disguised here. I should have checked the rest of the server, but like I said, I wasn't really thinking that this was a bad thing, but they very cleverly disguised this as the real Hypixel bot, which I'm going to show you the real server right here. This is the real server. You're not supposed to see anything until you go through the verification, but this is the actual Hypixel bot app. It just says Hypixel. Their tag is Hypixel in 4 letters, versus this one, it's very cleverly disguised, and unless you're already on Hypixel, it would be almost impossible to just know. As far as my account, thankfully, the only thing that is significant to me on that account is making sure that I update all my passwords elsewhere, just in case. The things that it was linked to, I need to actually go through all of my services and double check. It was linked directly to my computer, but I don't use OneDrive. I don't like the idea of OneDrive. I feel like while it's convenient, if things like this happen, you could lose a lot of really sensitive and important stuff. Like I work with content and stuff, so there's a lot of things I don't want to lose. So thankfully, I didn't lose any of my files. I did lose my account, so they probably have some personal information of mine. Information that is mostly out of date, but still personal information of mine. Okay, so I was watching this back, and I don't think I made this point like the forefront enough, so I'm just gonna say it here. The biggest danger here is, because there's so much integration and cross-platform integration when it comes to Microsoft as a whole, it's just very dangerous for this to happen to somebody just because of a 6-digit code. You know what I mean? Even though I had 2-step set up, Microsoft does a one-time sign-in code because these things can disguise themselves as safe, just safe entities to be signing in through, and it's frankly just really gross, just how easy it is. Like there are, like, while I may not be one of them, there are a lot of people out there, probably you, if this video was shared with you, that have spent hundreds of dollars on games or just properties, subscriptions. You might be a user of OneDrive. I'm not myself, but you might be a user of OneDrive, and I use Google Drive avidly because I trust Google Drive, and I've never had any issues with them, except for, like, I digress. The biggest issue I've had with Google Drive is people not understanding how to use Google Drive. Like, it's a very secure thing, but for new people, it can be a little confusing, but that's besides the point. The point is, OneDrive works similarly, and it works as a cloud save, but cloud saves are dangerous when a 6-digit code can get everything stolen from you in less than 30 seconds. And that's what happened to me in less than 30 seconds, just because I was tricked into believing that this was a real Hypixel server. My entire account was robbed from me right in front of my eyes, and I could do nothing. It was immediately signed out by a system, and information and security things were immediately changed within the same 60 seconds. And it's terrifying that could happen to just anyone. So I really need this point to be clear. Please share this video with anyone that you know that uses Microsoft. All right, make sure the way your 2-step verification is set up is the way you need it to be set up. I highly, highly, highly advise against allowing one-time sign-in codes. If that's even an option, I need to like thoroughly look through all of my new Microsoft settings. Keep a log of your passwords. Seriously, keep a like, even if it's something as simple as like something like this. All right, I get it. It's inconvenient, but listen, the 30 minutes you spend writing down your info and keeping it somewhere actually secure is going to save you a world of trouble if you happen to lose access to something. Okay? I really don't want to have to like see people go through this, and I'm sure you guys don't want to be the one going through it. So please do your due diligence, protect yourselves, and like I said, hindsight 2020. They definitely have the one or two games I've bought. They also have just the account itself. It's not theirs, it's mine, and of course it's going to be upsetting. But yeah, don't use the single time login codes. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that those are a bit of a scam. They're just too dangerous. They're just too dangerous. Obviously it's like, oh, it must be you if we sent it to you, but like what if it's being used on something suspicious, right? And the person just can't tell. Like, I usually can pick up on this stuff and I couldn't tell, and that tells me just how dangerous it's getting. Hopefully I could get lucky and get my account back, but the way it's looking, this was an account created for the rebrand itself, and there wasn't enough information for me to be able to verify. And I don't have an Xbox console, and their recovery system kind of like is always betting on you having a console and buying things using console related terms. So I sent them the information I had, but I'm not hopeful that they'll even get back to me, or even if they do, that they'll get back to me with like favorable news. Don't be so kind to people all the time. And fact check your servers. But that's about it. See ya.